What up, what up? It's Ace the OG. Back with another topic, back with another video. So the title of this video is going to be, you have 5 years to save yourself. So admin notes, thanks again to all the subscribers that subscribe to my channel. I endeavor to keep pushing the videos out to give you leverage to better yourselves. You know, actually I might change the title. But we'll see, because as I go along with this particular video, I'm going to talk about some things that I've mentioned before, but some other things that I think that needs to be said, because yo, it's about to be real, yo. It's already real, but it's really getting to that point now where, like, you know, folks really need to understand what's happening, and they really need to understand that, you know, it's not a game, it's not a joke, and things about to get like worse than what they are right now, and it's not gonna get any better anytime soon. I think a lot of folks are gonna have to make some really big decisions and really big changes when it comes to their careers, when it comes to just a normal job they have, where they're gonna live, like all these things, man. Like AI is not playing around. AI is not playing around, man. So let's get into it. So you know, sometimes when it comes to me creating topics and actually talking about topics, you know, sometimes it can be really hard, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I feel for people. And I'm not saying I'm an activist. I'm not saying that, like, I'm somebody out there, like, you know, fighting for the people and stuff like that, whatever. But I mean, but, you know, when it comes to topics like this, like, it really gets me to a place where, like, you know, like, I really wish I could do something, you know what I'm saying, more than what I'm doing this for, like talking about it. But all that I can do is just give information out, and hopefully folks take heed to it. If they don't, then, you know, that's on them. But so I saw an article recently here. It might have been either yesterday or the day before, and they had some numbers there, and I think I'm probably gonna make a separate video about that and actually talk about the numbers, because the article really broke down the numbers for, like, how serious it is when it comes to AI taking over a lot of things, right? So a couple numbers that I saw that was kind of alarming, but I wasn't really surprised, because, you know, social media has definitely boosted this AI thing, but social media has also exposed a lot of realistic facts when it comes to, you know, job loss and how AI has been affecting it. So one of the numbers I saw was, it said that $19.9 trillion is going to be pumped into the economy for AI by 2030. That's the reason why I talk about this 5-year thing. Because right now it's 2025, and so a lot of articles are talking about, like, within the next 5 years, all these things are going to start happening. So it's happening now, and, you know, as things progress, you know, you think about it, like, you see all these articles and all these social media platforms talking about folks losing jobs. And, you know, don't get it twisted. It's not going to stop. It's going to keep going. So we're talking about 2026. You're going to have a lot more job loss. 2027, same thing. But you also got to keep this in context as well. As these jobs are being lost, jobs are being created from AI. Even though AI is taking over certain jobs, but there's going to be other jobs that are going to be created because of AI. If that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? But I will say, just my personal opinion, I do not believe that the amount of jobs, brand new jobs being created by AI, is going to replace the physical jobs that folks are doing right now. You know what I'm saying? But there will be a good amount of jobs that folks can get in that utilizes AI. And once you get into that particular field of a job, you locked in for a good little while, man. You know what I'm saying? You just really are. Anything you deal with right now that deals with AI is damn near like a guarantee that you're going to keep a job. As long as you don't do anything crazy, anything stupid, you know what I'm saying? You pretty much is locked in. But anything outside of that, anything that's being threatened by automation, it's not a good look. Another number that I saw and I read, that they said 70% of administrative work can be replaced by AI by 2030. 70% of administrative work, you know what I'm saying? Now, I know administrative work can be kind of subjective as far as, like, you know, what people consider it, but I mean, but secretary work, you know, even postal service work, you know, just things that considered administration-wise. They're saying that AI can pretty much wipe out 70% of all of that. So if you're a person that deals with administration and paperwork, you should be scared, man. You should be very concerned about your job right now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's already happening. How many times we have we called an agency or called a company or something, and you was talking to a robot, you was talking to some type of AI. It's all the time. They've been doing this for the last about 5-6 years, probably longer than that actually. But you know, even with saying that, you have a lot of other jobs that are being affected as well. I'm just giving that as an example as context, because you know 70% of a job field is a lot. That's a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about across the board, and I think a lot of folks need to take in context as well that not only is AI affecting Americans, it's affecting all the entire world, to include Europe, Australia. Like, it's not just centered here. I think that a lot of the videos that you see in the media is focused on America because we make the most money, right? So these folks are losing their jobs. They have a huge income that the AI is destroying. But you know, other countries are feeling the same effects. Another number that I saw, they said that 300 million jobs will be lost globally from AI when by the time 2030 rolls around. 300 million. Now, you have to take in context how many people are actually on the planet that are adults right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that number. Do your research for yourself. But I mean, 300 million is still a lot of people, man. A lot of jobs are being lost. So one thing I would say, you know, just jump into the middle of this video. If I was young again, I'm not old, you know what I'm saying? I'm in my late 40s. But if I was, you know, somebody, like, let's say I was my son's age. My son is 20, right? If I was my son's age right now, my oldest son, and I was living home like he is right now, right? And, you know, I was working, I was, you know, doing some school and things like that. What I would do, honestly, I would go to trade school, learn a trade, and then eventually scale that trade to the point where I create a business based off of that trade, and then utilize AI to help me with that business. That's what I would do. Or I would join the military. Or I would do both. I would join the military, do my years, get my benefits, my lifelong benefits that I possibly could get as I'm in the military, and then I get out. I use the trade that I learned in the Army or the Marines or Air Force or wherever to work for myself, right? Or work for a company first, you know, if that's what you want to do, that's what you can do at the time. And then, like I said, eventually use that trade to build a business, scale a business, and utilize AI to help me with that business. You know how many folks, you know how many millionaires and billionaires are going to increase their income 10x by 2030? You know, the thing is like I said before, like with AI, it's not only about these rich folks getting richer, it's about society getting better, right? So, you know, even though, yes, you know, a lot of rich folks already have a lot of personal gain to achieve because of AI, but the thing is that, you know, society as a whole, and, you know, the powers that be and these leaders of the world don't want AI to go away because it helps people, it helps society. So while folks are running around here hollering about AI taking their job, you can't fight AI. AI is here, it's not going anywhere, right? So we have to move with AI. We have to work with AI. I said it before in another video, but a lot of folks are not taking heed to it. You know what I'm saying? So just understand that a lot of folks who are watching the video right now have the potential. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you have the potential of being fired within the next 5 years. And think about that. Think about if you've ever been fired before. Think about, have you ever lost a job before? How much of a mental toll that could take on you if that happens to you. Because, like I said before in another video, a lot of folks around here that have jobs right now are scared to death of losing it because of what they seen happen over the last, about 6 months to a year, maybe even longer than that, right? Folks are on needles. They're on pins and needles, man. They're on edge. They are. Because you know, the economy is so unpredictable right now. Folks are losing jobs left and right, and it's like, when am I next? That's what people are asking themselves. When am I next? You know, am I going to be next? And if I am, do I have enough savings to save me? Do I have enough things to put myself in position to not be put out on the street, to be able to pay for stuff? So it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, when I say that thing about young folks, I'm not saying that just for them. That's for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can pivot and move into another space when it comes to a job. Doesn't matter how old you are. I'm just saying, if I was younger, you have a lot more of a, I guess, resiliency to do that, because a lot of young folks right now are staying home. They can't afford to be on their own. You know what I'm saying? So as you're home, not having to worry about shelter, why not go ahead and do some things and put yourself in the best position possible? Because if you don't, it's not gonna be a good look for you at all. It's gonna be a bad look for you, a really bad look. So anyway, drop some comments, conversation below. Let me know what y'all think. I think this is a really it's a really trying time right now. And like I said, I'm gonna deep dive a little bit more in another video when it comes to the numbers, because, and I mean, you can do your own research as well. I'm just saying this particular article that I saw about the numbers, it's really alarming and concerning, because once you see the numbers, then you'll really understand how big AI is and how damaging it's going to be to some people's lives, because a lot of folks are not going to be in the mental state to pivot and to move and to change their job field, especially folks that are older. You know what I'm saying? The older you get, the more you get set in your ways, and you figure somebody has done a job for the last 30 years and all of a sudden AI restores their job, and now they're asked and told that you got to leave and you got to change what you do for work. For some folks, it's not happening. It just isn't, you know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate, because a lot of folks are not in a position to even retire if that happens to them. So it's rough, man. It really is, you know what I'm saying? So in any case, I'm going to still keep talking about it, because it needs to be said. I need to put this emphasis out there as much as possible, as long as I can, because like I said, man, it's rough. I'm in DC right now, you know what I'm saying? Still making connections, still talking to folks, still doing what I need to do to put myself in the best position possible, without a job, But I know that being here in DC and knowing some connections and everything is gonna put me in the best position possible to get a job. But anyways, I'm going off the top now. So I appreciate y'all, love y'all. I'm going to discuss the topic of the subject you think benefits your channel. Email me at asog757@gmail.com. Email address, switch below. Say so G, signing out. I'm gone.